Alright, if you're here, that means you are wanting to know how to use this wolf model that I have listed on Etsy. Don't mind my birds, they're just making a bunch of noise. But the first step you'll need to do is to download the model. Again, I sell them on Etsy, so you will want to go to your Etsy and since what you've purchased is a digital item, you're actually going to go to your icon here. And then you're going to do purchases and reviews. Here you'll be able to just click download files. So once you click download files, it'll pop you to this window and you'll click download. So when you click download, it's going to give you a zip file. And usually that zip file is going to end up in your downloads folder. So go ahead and from your downloads folder, I'm just going to drag that to my desktop. Mine looks like a stack of books, but that's because I'm using a software called WinRAR. For you, it might be a folder with a little zipper on the side. This is a zip file. So a zip file is basically a folder that's been zipped up so that it can be downloaded without all of the various pieces in the folder getting lost. So to actually use this file, you have to unzip it. So let's right-click the icon of your zip file with your right mouse click, and we're going to go to, you can click Extract Files. Extract Files here. I have the option of Open with WinRAR because I have a WinRAR installed. I'm going to go ahead and do Extract Files, and I'm going to specify that I want it on the desktop. So now you'll see we have the Live2D, or the zip file, which we don't need anymore, so I'm going to throw it away. You can always re-download it. And then you have the unzipped version. So now, let's explore how to actually install the model. Okay, so for step 2, we are going to install the model into VTube Studio. And to do that, first you have to make sure that you have installed Steam and VTube Studio already on your computer. If you haven't done that yet, I have a YouTube tutorial on how to install Steam and VTube Studio, so definitely, check through my channel and you'll find a tutorial on that. But now let's start with actually putting this folder into VTube Studio. There's a couple ways you can go about doing that, but I'm going to go ahead and go with the simplest one. So I'm actually going to open VTube Studio since it's already installed. Let me put it on my top monitor here and hide it. So let me show you what VTube Studio will look like when it's been opened. It's going to have like a different background. It's going to have like the pink background. Pink. Well, it will have a pink background with stripes. And you won't have the wolf model here. So let me unload the model. So your VTube Studio, you're going to have some striped backgrounds and you're like, okay, where do I install the model? Click Change VTS Model. This is your avatar-like selection menu. And then you're going to click here that says Import Your Own Model. And what this says is it's going to tell you where to put that file. So if I click this button here, it will open that folder. So then I can take the unzipped file from my desktop, and I'm just going to drag and drop it into here. So now I have it in my Live2D models folder, which is, if you're familiar with where your Steam library goes, it's in your Steam library, Common, VTube Studio Data, Streaming Assets, Live2D Models, and this is where you're going to put your Live2D models. So now that the model is installed, let's actually help you get familiar with using this model. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and load the model. So we're going to click our avatar icon. And if you've imported the model correctly, it should show up in this list here. These are a bunch of models I've made. Some of them came with VTube Studio. We're aiming for the wolf model right now. So here he is. He may load in like a solid white color. That's kind of just like the default. But let me go ahead and show you the hotkeys that this model has. So to look at your hotkeys, which is relevant for customization, you're going to click the gear icon here. you're going to go to the hotkey settings and expressions up here. And down here you can see all of the hotkeys that I have set up so that you don't have to go through and set them all up. So I've also written what key they're assigned to. So for example, anger is assigned to F1, blush is on F2, dread is on F3, heart eyes is on F4, shock dread is on F5, sparkle eyes is on F6. And you can change these key combinations just by clicking record and then pressing your desired key. You don't have to keep them the same. I just wrote them here so that I could hide it and then know at a glance. But you can change them if you need to. So similarly to hotkeys, we actually use a mix of model customization as well as a hotkey to be able to save the colors. So for example, right now I have it set to Control 0, which is the blank color. This is actually the color that the model is drawn in. It is drawn in white. But I have some examples that I set up, just kind of pre-made color palettes that you can use. So if you push Control 9, bam, you have a brown wolf. If you push Control 8, it's a red wolf. Control 7, gray wolf. And then Control 6 is kind of a husky. So, you know, these work if you don't want to, like, come up with your own color palette. You can just use one of the existing ones here. But now I'm going to show you how to come up with your own color palette. So let's look into that next. So, in coloring the model, the easiest way to go about doing it is I'm going to go ahead and hit Control 0, which sets it to the blank color mode. You can, if you want, like, edit these colors by just having this one loaded and then clicking the customize button, but for now I'm going to set it to the blank one. So how do we customize the model? Well, the easiest way to do that is to go here under model settings, and then you're going to click customize model. And we are going to customize multiply and screen color for art meshes. An important note that you need to know about this is not every model that you download from Etsy is allowed to be recolored. For my models, especially if they come with like a blank white color palette, I encourage you to recolor my models. That's why I make them on Etsy, is to kind of allow people to color them. But be aware that some artists don't want you to recolor the model that you've downloaded. So definitely check with the seller if it's okay first. But for my tutorial, my models, it's fine. So we're going to click this. We're going to hit select. And now you'll see there is a bunch of stuff. I think this model has over 100, 200 pieces. Fortunately for you, I have named all of them. So let's go ahead. Some of these you won't need to actually use. But let's go ahead and I'll just kind of show you how to color the model. So what you can do is you can zoom in real close and you can kind of hover around on your model, and you'll notice that some parts are turning red, but not all of them. That's because I have a lot of layers going on, so it's only going to show the highest layer. So if you kind of just like click vaguely on the head, it's going to be like, all right, here's a list of objects that I think you clicked. Which one were you after? So we have the base head. If you click this eyeball here, it will flash. We have the head top marking. And then the lines, which you can't really see because they're so thin, but they are on there. So let's go ahead and start with the base head color. So it's yellow. Okay, I'm just going to set it to yellow for now. But oh no, like, I want the rest of the head to be yellow. Well, this character can have a lot of different markings. Ooh, that looks cool. So you're going to have to click around some more and just kind of explore and figure out what parts are what. So this is base head. There should be head top. There we go, head top marking. You can make this match. You can make it red. You can make it whatever color you want, or if you don't want to use that part and you don't want to have to like deal with seeing it, you can actually use the alpha map here to lower the opacity of that part. For now, I'm gonna make a black wolf. Let's do the base head. I'm gonna make it a little lighter. Let's do that. I'm gonna make the top marking a bit darker. There we go. And one thing that is helpful is you can copy paste the colors. So you could do that either by, say, opening a notepad and then taking note of, like, okay, the top head marking I used, it says it's C, or it's 1C, 1C, 1C over here. So I can click OK, OK. And then I can also, if I click another piece, let's say the muzzle top base color, let's turn that on. I can hit paste, and it will paste the last base color that the last color that I used. So if my last color that I applied to a piece was yellow, that's what it would apply. And we're just gonna kind of go down the line and explore through all of these pieces. There are a lot. Take your time. It will take a hot minute. So this part here, see the fluffy side of the head? There's actually a lower part, and then this upper part up here, and then there's even some above here. So let's do, yeah, see, here you go. Here's head fluff. So let's do the head fluff base color. Perfect. And then you'll notice there's also hair fluff tips. That way, if you want to make it really dark, you can. So you can go like, make it super dark. And then it's the same on the other side. So let's do the head fluff upper tips. I'm gonna click the head top marking color. I'm gonna hit OK. Kind of click over here and I'll do the head fluff upper base color. And then this model, the line art is drawn in gray so that it can kind of be colored. Since I'm making a black wolf, I'm actually going to make the line art black. So every piece has some line art with it. So here's the inner ear line. It's super subtle, you can't really see. I want the head fluff upper line. Okay, there we go. Let's make that black. Let's make this head fluff upper line black. Okay. Let's do, this is muzzle top, like the top of the muzzle, and then this is muzzle base color. Let's do it, I think that. Muzzle base color. And like, I've clicked it, but sometimes it's hard to find it in the list. So you just have to kind of scroll. Here you go, muzzle base color 2. It's all the way down there for some reason. And then we have the option of using, you know, some markings, the nose gradient markings. So like if you want it to be darker here, you can. If you want it to be red or white or whatever, you are encouraged to play around. Or if you don't want to use it, you could just drag it, the alpha to 0, and then it won't be there. Or you can make it like a little transparent. I'm going to grab the muzzle base color, and I'm going to click over here to the lower jaw. That's this area. Lower jaw. And we'll do the head fluff lower, base color, head fluff lower, base color. But then there's also, so the lower head fluff also has a cheek. That way a marking can kind of go like this. So let's make sure to put that on the cheek as well. Let's grab the upper head fluff because that's a darker color, and I'm going to use it for the tips on this one. By the way, don't click this X. If you click this X, you will lose all of your work. Never click this X. This X is evil. The X brings forth nothing but sadness. So let's do the lower front jaw. Boop. I can also color the lip. So if you want, you can make it kind of like red or pink. On wolves, it's typically like a dark black. And again, do the line art as well. And then the corner mouth should have, yeah, corner lip I can also make black. Because it does have a gray outline. Find corner lip, there we go. Oh, I want to do the muzzle line. And the muzzle line on this side. And you're just going to go through this whole process. And it's going to take a little bit of tinkering, but everything is named. So once you're like, you've found like, okay, this is muzzle line, I need to find the other muzzle line. If you're having trouble finding it, like for me, I'm not like really seeing it, double click the background and then it will show you this search. So I'm going to search muzzle. So I can color the muzzle dots. I have the muzzle top line art. I have these lines here I can do. There we go, that's what I wanted. Muzzle dots. There we go. Same with the nose. So actually you could search line. And then if you want, you can like go down the list and just be like, all right, this is line art, I'm gonna make it black. Make this black. Make this black. I wanna make it dark black actually, oops. Started pasting the wrong black. And then this might also help you kind of figure out what groups of parts there are. So there's like nails, there's toes, elbow tuft, so like this area here. Oops, my line went away. Let's search line again. Foreleg line, torso line, knee line, hind leg line, lower jaw line, foreleg line 2, elbow tuft line 2, toes, nail line, knee line, hind leg line, lower jaw line. Goodness, there's so many. Every piece is broken up into at least 3 or 4 or 5 pieces. So it's a tedious process, but it's a lot easier than making one from scratch. Lower jaw base color. I'm gonna go ahead and click here. I want to do the neck front base color. Okay, let's paste that here, and then I want to do the neck base color here. I want to do the torso, belly, because I want to make the head top marking. I'm going to make the neck side color the darker black, the side color the darker black, torso shadow. Oh, I don't want to do the torso shadow. Let me grab the head top marking color again. Click here. Let's do... The legs get a little confusing because we have foreleg. This foreleg is actually like the whole leg, but there's a lot of marking layers. For example, here, here, and here. So it can get confusing pretty quick. So let's search foreleg. We have a sock, so like this. So I'll paste that. I've got an outer edge color. I'm just going to use some random colors just to kind of show you the differences. Now I'm going to take the belly color, and then this is like the one part that like uses the base foreleg area. But let's say you want like the marking to go all the way down. You don't want to use the sock. Just turn the alpha all the way down, and then you can, you know, enjoy the rest of that marking. Or you can like, you know, do a little bit of it. For this one, I'm gonna go set it to 0. Okay, let's do the foreleg edge color. Foreleg edge color. I want the sock to be 0. I'm gonna grab the darker color from the side. Let's put it on the outer color of the foreleg. Outer color of the foreleg. Let's do the elbow tuft. Elbow tuft. Click that area. We have torso marking outer. Torso marking inner is like this spot right here. Similar thing with the knee. There's actually several pieces for the knee. You have the base color, a marking like in it, like edge color, and then the marking inner color. Let's do the base color for now. I'm gonna grab the foreleg color. Let's do the inner and outer. Inner, outer. The elbow tuft base color, knee base color, and same with the feet, the hind leg. There's a lot of different pieces. So there's like the base color, a bottom color, a toe color, a toe edge color. And again, if you just want these to all be like just a solid light gray, you can paste this light gray on all of them. Oops, I accidentally lost it. Let me just grab that. You know, so I could, you know, I'll paste it on the base color here. I can paste it on this one, but, or I could, you know, make it a little darker right there, or I could just turn this off. Let me take this one. I'll just paste it on there. Paste. So you can have lighter toes. For this one, I'm just going to keep it simple and just paste this color on all the feet parts. Sorry about the typo. I'll try to remember to fix it, but I can't guarantee that I will remember. The toes have a base color. The toes. The nails. Let's do the solid black for nails. You can change the shadow and the highlight color of the nails. But since this character is black, you can't really tell. The tail is tricky to click because it's like rolling. It's rotating, so if you're having trouble getting it, just search tail. And here are all your tail options. So I'm going to grab the one from this, and I'm going to search tail. I'm going to put this on tail top color. That's kind of like the middle, and then I want to take the lighter belly color and I'll put that on the tail base color, and then there's a tail tip, so you can, you know, make it that, or you can make it darker. Cool. I'm gonna grab the muzzle base color. I'm also gonna put it on these eyes. So there's the upper brow, upper eye, and then there's a lower eye. Yeah. Lower eye mask. So let's just paste. Upper eye mask, paste. Paste. Again, and this one's a very simple color scheme. Lower eye mask. There we go. I'm going to copy the head top marking color. And then there's the ear base color for the front of the ear. There is, if I could, an ear tip undercolor. So you have like three levels that you can do. So here's like, I'll do it a little darker. And then the ear tip is the darkest. And then that's the same for the back of the ear as well. And the ears are controlled by your eyebrows. Undercolor, paste, paste. Undercolor, paste, paste. Base color. Ear back. Ear back. Ear front. Base color. Let's do the tip color. Ear back tip. Ear front tip. Copy the muzzle color again, and let's do the inner ear gray. Inner ear gray. Inner ear fluff. We can do maybe a slightly lighter or darker gray. And there's fluff tip, which we can do like a dark color for. Alright, we're getting there. Now let's do the eye. So for the eye, we have the sclera, which is the white of your eye. The sclera, you can make it black, you can make it yellow. It's just whatever kind of like look you want. Click the sclera over there. And then we have eye blob. We have iris. Which is under the eye blob. So let me paste this purple on the iris. Eye blob. It was kind of a red. I don't care if it matches exactly. And then we have the notches. So like these. Notches. You can darken the lashes if you want. Eye for color. Yeah, that starts darkening the line art right here. I don't really need to do that. Show me the upper lash. I want to make the upper lash darker. There we go. See? Or if you want, you can blast a color in. So if you want to like make it neon, you can blast a color into something that's actually too dark for you to color. Show me the upper eyelid, upper lash. Thank you. Nose. Let's do the nose. So there's a nose front and a nose back, and then there's a highlight. And then the nostrils are separate too. If you feel like you don't like the nostrils, you can actually just like turn them off if you want. I'm gonna just leave them on. Nose base color. Sure. Nose back. Nose highlight. You can lower the opacity, maybe tint it. Same with the mouth. You gotta color the tongue. I usually go for like a red, like a pink red, like this. And then the lower, the inner mouth lower. I usually try to make a little darker like this. So I think this is pretty colored, like fully colored now. I'm gonna go ahead and click OK. And now let's make sure we can save our progress. So let me help you learn how to do that. So before we do anything, don't push any hotkeys while we're still in this state because we haven't saved it. And we want to save our colors to a hotkey. So go up here to the hotkey thing. We're going to click a plus button. I'm going to go ahead and name this one Black Wolf. And I'm going to set this to Control plus 98765. And I'm going to choose hotkey action. We're going to scroll all the way down till it says Art Mesh Color Preset. And then I'm going to click Record Settings. And then, see, we've changed the colors of 144 pieces of the art mesh. And then we're going to click Control for the first key, 5 for the second. So now I can push Control 5. Oh no, it's gone. Oh no, I accidentally loaded one of my other ones. I just pushed Control 5 again, and there we go. And since this is a hotkey, I'm going to set this in colors. By clicking this folder icon, I have one for colors. Now that it's a hotkey, theoretically, if I close the software, when I load this model again, it should maybe load with my last hotkey color as the one that was set. So let's see. So let's go to the wolf. Let's click him. Okay, yeah, see, he's still black, so that's pretty handy. Hopefully you won't have to push your hotkey every time you load your model, but if you do, it's not too bad. So that's how to use the colors. And now I'm going to actually show you how to tinker with some of the tracked functions. So our next step is to tinker with some of the tracking. I'm going to switch to a different color wolf so that the colors are a little lighter, just so it's easier for you to see. Your tracking will vary greatly depending on the quality of your webcam, if you're using an iPhone, if you have good lighting, where your webcam is placed, stuff like that. And there are ways that you can kind of fine-tune the model to work better for you and your glorious face. By default, it should be pretty expressive, but I have a Jim Carrey face where I can really, like, move my eyebrows like crazy. Like, I have a cartoon face. And your eyebrows might not move as far as mine, so you might need to adjust that. So let's kind of go into that area. So we're going to click the gear icon over here, which, if you don't know how to get to it and you're in one of these menus, just click this X, double click on the background, and then you can get to this gear icon again if you need to. And we're going to go to this one. Well, actually, first, let's go ahead and check our webcam and tracking. So right now, this is what my webcam is seeing. And also, it's currently set to track my hands because I was fixing a model that had hand tracking gestures, but we're not using those for this. So actually what I'm going to do is going to turn my camera off. I'm going to choose my camera. So for me, it's the HD Pro webcam. You will have to look into a separate tutorial to connect your iPhone if that's what you're planning to use. That's not going to be covered in this tutorial because I don't have an iPhone. So I'm going to select my webcam. 1280 by 70 or higher is good for blinking and winking. So I'm going to go with at least that. 30 frames per second, great. And JPEG is the only option for my camera. Okay, so now my camera's working, cool. Tracking quality. Ooh, we've got some updates. Back in my day, we only had 5. Now there's a bajillion more. That's handy dandy. For now, I'm just going to leave mine on 5. Best tracking. Or 4. Definitely do some research on these if you want. And then we can specify tracking type. For the wolf model, you don't need hand tracking, so you can just select only face tracking. And then we're going to click camera on. And then you can have it set here to auto start the camera with VTube Studio. So like when I open VTube Studio, my camera will just be on. I won't have to come turn it on. But here's some of your tracking settings. So for example, what do you want the model to do if the camera can't see you. So for example, oh no, I closed my camera, so now it doesn't see my face. So right now it's set to go back to the default pose, which is just this. He's just sitting. Now let me open my camera's cover. So, you know, I could be leaning all the way over here. Oh no, my tracking is lost. So he's just going to go back to his neutral state. Or you can do stay at pose. So, like, if I lean over here, oh no, my tracking is gone. Oh no, it still can't see me. He's still in that position. Personally, I like to use go back to default, just because otherwise my model tends to like look insane. Haven't tinkered with this. Link eye blinking. This is if you want to be able to wink or not. So for me, I usually link eye blinking, so I can avoid the kind of lizard blink. Oh, I actually have to adjust the model because right now both of the blinks are set to 1. You can do never, you can do always, or you can do when face is rotated. If you find yourself... Sorry, my bird is going crazy. She is stretching her wings. If you find yourself doing the lizard blink, I usually just have it linked to always. Definitely feel free to tinker with the... Ooh, excuse me, let me cough for a second. Okay, feel free to tinker with these, like blink sensitivity. So by default, everything's at 50, and you can always reset it, so it don't feel like you're gonna break it. So like blink sensitivity at 100. Like my eyes are half open, but the thing thinks I'm like super blinking. And now, at 0, my eyes are like squinting. Actually, they're closed now. My eyes are straight up closed now. But it looks like his eyes are kind of opening a little bit. So I'm going to just go ahead and leave that at 50. Generally, the default's okay. But you might need some tinkering with the mouth. I mean, the wolf's mouth forms are not super complex. But he has like there's a smile. Sensitivity. I usually leave everything at 50. Actually, I like to set this to 0 because my webcam has a really hard time seeing my face frown. So, like, let me see if I can scroll up. This is me smiling. This is me frowning. I don't have, like... I can't really do a great frown. My webcam just doesn't pick it up for some reason. If you have an iPhone, it works great. Probably. Haven't tinkered with this. I think this will... Oh, no. Failed to initialize. Okay, cool. I'm going to close that. I don't know how that works. Oh, effects. We can apply some effects here. Wait. Configure? Oh, wait. If your model has many masks, it may make sense to choose a high mask count limit, like 200 instead of 64. I haven't tinkered with this, so I'm not going to mess with that. Visual effects, though, I have tinkered with. So if we turn these on, this is where you can, like, set up all sorts of fun little things. So we have, like, a yellow glitter scene. Wow! We're in heaven now. Ah, woo! You can select different effects. Turn them on, and then you can, like, go crazy. Wow! Oh. You can set these to hotkeys. Probably. Done. I'm gonna turn these off. Explore that if you want. Dynamic lighting or display lighting is also similar. Definitely look into a tutorial for display lighting, especially if you're playing like spooky horror games. Virtual webcam I haven't tinkered with. Live2D animation, not really applicable for the moment. Movement config. Alright, so the important thing with movement config is, if I turn this on, now watch. Whee! Like, see how my feet are kind of floating around? I turn it off. Now he's planted firmly on his paws. He's not sliding across the ground. So if you're like gonna keep like the full body model in the corner, movement config is probably good to turn off. But if you're just gonna do like this, like you're gonna be mostly a headshot, that movement config can kind of help. Like if I get really close to my camera, see how he gets closer, and then when I back away, he kind of shrinks. Whereas without the movement config, I'm leaning at the camera, I'm backing away from the camera. So movement config is helpful. Physics, I think 50 is probably good for him. You don't want to go too high because a lot of his movement is physics-based, and he'll look like he's had too many tasty brownies that have substances in them that are not for dogs. Wind strength you don't need. These ones, let me show you these ones. Let's say you have limited neck movement. Maybe you're in a neck brace, or you physically have an injury or a disability where you can't turn your head very far. So for me, I can turn my head like almost shoulder to shoulder. But let's say you can't do that for some reason. So that would be under face left. So X angle, anything that's like angle X is going to be to the left and to the right. To the right, to the left. See this input moving? So when I'm looking to the right, and when I'm looking all the way to my right, like I'm staring at the wall, it's at 30. Staring at the other wall, it's 30. How often am I going to be staring at the wall when I'm streaming? Let's be real here. So if you want your model to have more movement without you having to like twist your neck all the way to the other side of the room, you can actually like lower the input here. There we go. So now I don't have to turn as far. Like now I can just look from the edge of this screen to the edge of this screen, and he'll look all the way over there for me without me having to like twist my head like an owl. Negative 30. Face down rotation. So I'm looking up, I'm looking down, up, down. So like, feel free to explore and get yourself familiar with this area. I think angle Z is very helpful. I actually kind of want to adjust his angle Z, because we have a body Z. We have body Z. So watch, let me turn off body Z for a minute. So this is, you know, because the webcam is tracking my head. We don't have full body human tracking. We have webcam face tracking. So when I lean my head to the right, or to the left rather, it leans to the left. Now watch what happens if I set this to 0. Now I'm going to lean to the left again. And I'm going to lean to the right. See how I have a little bit of head movement? I kind of want more of that. So I'm actually going to go up here to my face lean rotation. And I'm going to lower the values here. So now when I lean to the left or the right, you get more movement out of that. So like now his neck tilts more than like his whole body tilting. Because that's one thing I notice with a lot of VTuber models is a lot of people don't tinker with these settings. And then you kind of get like the Darth Vader look where like they can't turn their neck. So like the whole body is the only thing moving, and we don't get this like this kind of neck tilt movement up here. And it's kind of all coming from the shoulders. Now I'm going to turn that body movement back on. Set it to 10. Set it to negative 10. And if you want to limit it, you can put it at like half of this. So now he can lean, but you know he's not like leaning all the way over there. You know, so if you want to do half of it, that's fine. So definitely feel free to tinker around. I'm going to leave this as the default for now. You're not going to break it, I promise. But the custom ones that I've added are like iForm widen. So for example, when I lift my eyebrows, the upper eyelid goes up. It's subtle. So let me remove it so you can see it. See, now I'm lifting my my eyebrows, and hit like that upper eyelid isn't moving. I like to have that, this movement. I think it makes the model look way more expressive. Same with the GGG, which is smile. So when the camera sees your mouth smile, it's going to curve the lower eyelid upwards like this. I just think that makes the model a little more expressive. Your ears right now are controlled by your eyebrows. So for example, my eyebrows are down, up, down, up, down. Definitely feel free to like change the values on this. Let's see, yeah, because for me, when I'm like frowning, like I'm eyebrows down as far as possible, I can only get it to like 0.5, so I have it set to 0.5. There you go, see? So now, up, down, up, down. Let me set this to 2. Up, down. Nope. What about 0? Up, down. Up, down. Up, down. And this also has to do a lot with your webcam position, because usually mine's like on the top of my computer, but right now it's like below it, or below my monitor. Let's add one. I'm gonna actually add one for you. Let's do brow plus shrink. So what this will do is when input brow, so when my eyebrow goes up, Y is up and down movement. I want to output the shrink. I want the eyeballs to shrink. So like, whoa, whoa. But this is my neutral expression, but like, see how it's kind of hovering around 0.6 for me? I'm gonna go ahead and put this at 0.7. So now the eyes won't shrink until I'm like starting to lift my eyebrows. Wow. And maybe I don't want them to shrink that much. So I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do 0.7. What? Kind of makes them look a little excited, a little nervous. So that's it for some tinkering of tracking. Yeah, my mouth tracking is all weird because I've messed with all the settings and my webcam's in a weird position. Okay. Now I'm going to show you how to create your own expression. So let's go ahead and go back to the shortcut menu over here. And I have this dread expression, F3, that kind of adds like this darkness to it. But I kind of want to also make it so that the pupils shrink. So I'm actually going to open this existing one. And you'll see, okay, so what makes up this expression? This, but I'm also going to add the shrink, because I have the shrink in here somewhere. I will shrink. Save that. Okay, so now when I push that key, it kind of makes them look a little more horrified. Maybe that? No, my mouth sensitivity is all weird. I think it's just because it's gotten dark. And the webcam's not really seeing me. Okay. So you can create your own expression. So let's do create new expression. In here you can see all of the parameters. These ones are actually things I need to finish, so ignore those. Oh, but see here, tongue out. Bleh. I didn't even set this as a hotkey. Let's do blep. So I'm gonna name it. I like to name it exp blep because it's an expression. You don't have to. So let's. Oh, and I forgot. Oh, I totally forgot to show you how to add scars. I'm so dumb. Go to expression editor. Create a new expression. You can turn the scars on. Your character can have scars. I can't believe I forgot that. So you can have scars. And then any of the scars that you don't want, just in the model customization, just turn them to 0 opacity. You can also change this, you know, you want a big schnoz, you want a little schnoz. You want a really fluffy head, you want a wide or skinny chest, you want to be small, you want to be tall, you want to have big legs or small legs, you want to have a big head or a small head. Oh, I guess I didn't end up using that one. So you can, you know, big tail, little tail. So it can be like, you can also add this, so it's like my custom model. So I'm gonna hit save. And now let's put that on here. So let's just do like my custom model. I'm gonna set the expression. I'm gonna just put it on a random key. I'm gonna put it on V. Boop. There you go. Now you can be a little scrungly boy. I'm a scrungly boy. Oh, I forgot to fix my body. Z. So let me. Oh wait, no, I did put it back. Okay. So yeah, like, just have fun with it, man. Like, tinker around. There's a couple more things I need to tweak before I upload this model, but this tutorial covers pretty much everything that you'll need to know. So good luck. Have fun. If you have any issues, feel free to message me on Etsy, because I don't check YouTube a whole lot, so if you leave a comment, I might not see it. So Etsy's your best bet. But a YouTube comment might work. Yep, that's all for now. I've got some tinkering to do on this bad boy, and then you'll get to play with him. Have fun. Yeah.